Hello, welcome to my channel, 100 Days with Kajo. Today is day three. This video will be an overview of what grounding articles are, since the next 10 videos will be establishing each of the 10 grounding articles. But before we can even get into what a grounding article is, what is a regular article in the U.S. Constitution? So a regular article in the U.S. Constitution outlines the structure of the government and the rights of the citizen. But for our personal constitution, we will have grounding articles, which will establish the foundational essence of who we are and strengthen your emotional framework. Now, the reason we are focusing on the grounding articles first, because our emotions drive us, and it's very important to understand who we are, the essence of our emotions, how we are hardwired to make decisions, to turn away from things, and how we process different types of emotion, because that dictates every single relationship, every single experience, and overall our life. So it's super important to understand how you react to certain emotions, so that way you can take it, flip it, use it. Of course, you want to sit in your emotions. You don't want to believe that all negative or quote unquote bad emotion has to be completely ignored or thrown away, but to understand it, then you're like, okay, I can sit in it and I can use it for my benefit, right? Understanding how you operate will allow you to more efficiently make better decisions for yourself and be overall happier. Emotions are a good thing to have, and that's why the grounding articles are the first thing in our, well, okay, minus our preamble, are the first thing in our personal constitution, right? So many of our decisions, again, are made by our emotions. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't fight for our rights and for equality because it was the logic thing to do. The most logical thing for him to do was probably to think about himself, to move to an area where he felt safe and didn't have to go through all that ridicule and violence and hurt. But the emotional part of him said, no, this is the right thing to do. Any quote unquote sane person wouldn't have done what he done, because there was so much backlash from it. Nelson Mandela didn't fight for his rights in South Africa because it was the most logical thing to do. Being jailed for years, is that logical? No, but emotionally it was the right thing to do, which drove him to make the best decisions, not only for himself, but for everyone around him. So if you're sitting here thinking logic is the only way to go, you are wrong. Logic alone is inhumane. You need your emotions to drive your decisions. Do not listen to other people that say, don't make decisions based on your emotions. Yes, but be smart about it. You have to understand why you are making those emotional decisions, not don't make emotional decisions. As I mentioned just a few seconds ago, or a minute ago, we have 10 grounding articles that we will be establishing before we get into everything else in our personal constitution. This section is super duper important. You can always come back to it and tweak it, because you will be discovering yourself throughout the process, but you need to first write down how you are, who you are now. So then as you go through the process, you're like, wow, like I've changed a lot. Like, wow, I understand how unhealthy that is. Wow, I understand how this has hindered different relationships or experiences I've had in my life, and you're able to fix it, right? That's what we want to do. So what are the 10 grounding articles? Grounding article 1, who are you? This is very ambiguous and something that we will always go back to throughout the entire process. Probably this part more than any other grounding article. Grounding article 2, interacting with sadness. We often try to ignore our sadness and try to push it off to the side because it doesn't feel good, but our sadness tells us so much about who we are and how we operate. So being able to understand why you're sad or what decisions you make through your sadness will help you be a better person. Grounding article 3, interacting with anger. We all feel anger. Anger doesn't make you a bad person, but understanding, hey, how can I use this anger? How can I regulate my anger? How can you XYZ? The whole point of the grounding articles is regulating your emotions, understanding your emotions, utilizing your emotions. You don't want to criminalize any negative emotions. Grounding article 4, interacting with shame and guilt. Oh, shame. Shame is a killer. So we definitely need to address that. Grounding article 5, interacting with envy and jealousy. Now, there will be parts in our life where we are super happy and super blessed and super content with the what we have in our lives, but there are other times when you don't realize that you may be growing a little envious or jealous of the people around you. A little FYI, I am creating a personalized affirmation app, and if you haven't done so already, go to my description box, join our emailing listing if you are interested for when it comes out, and to answer my survey so I understand what your needs are. Thank you, I love you, and let's continue with the rest of the video. Grounding Article 6, interacting with joy and excitement. Joy and excitement are wonderful. I love feeling joy. I love feeling excited. But if we put joy, happiness, excitement, all the good feelings on a pedestal, that means all the other emotions I keep saying criminalize, and I think that's not the word I want to use, but we're just going to use it for the rest of this video. But we criminalize all those other negative emotions. So when we're not feeling excessive joy, excessive excitement, excessive happiness, then we feel like our life is bland. It's okay to be peaceful and to be content and to be, I don't want to say bored, but it's okay to be neutral and bored sometimes. And we want to make sure we take joy and excitement off that pedestal. Grounding Article 7, cultivating gratitude and peace. I saw this one video a super long time ago, which really helped me. And that's one of the reasons why I started my 100 Days of Gratitude series. But pretty much the content creator said, make sure to have one foot in gratitude and one foot in desire. And something about that clicked in me, and I was 10 toes deep in desire. 10 toes deep in desire. And not desire as in like, you know, somebody, but like my goals, my aspirations, what I wanted in life, you know, how I saw myself in the future. That was all desire, and I was deep in it, and I was miserable. I didn't like that. So showing gratitude for what you already have prepares you to receive what you want in life and be grateful for that as well. You want to be happy throughout your life, no matter what you have. Trusting your gut and intuition. Many of us do not know how to understand our intuition and our gut feeling. We often ignore it as fear, or maybe we're just doubting ourselves, when sometimes it's our body is literally telling us exactly what we need to do. Now, everyone's body is different in how you receive your intuition. So understanding where you feel it, which we'll talk about it once we get there, will help you better utilize it and recognize it more when it comes up. We all have intuition, especially women. Grounding Article 9, instilling self-worth. Now, this is something you will have to work on throughout your life and throughout the series, but it's important to kind of know where you are now and what you're doing as right now to instill your self-worth and how you can improve it and so on. And of course, we'll talk about it when we get there, Last but not least, grounding Article 10, practicing self-love. It's one of my faves. Self-love obviously is so important. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse when I say it. We see it, we hear it, we feel it everywhere, right? But it is important to understand what self-love looks like to you, what it feels like to you, what it smells like, what it tastes like, all of it. All right, now that is the full outline of what the grounding articles are, and I'm excited to go into more depth for each one. Take the time to comment below what you are most excited to work on. What grounding article excites you the most, and what is something that you feel like you need the most help on. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow or next time. I will see you next time.